Hi everyone, welcome to the weekly SEO. Today we have an amazing guest here. Begüm is with us. Welcome, Begüm.
Hello, hi Bishra, how are you?
I'm fine. It's Friday. It's finally Friday, and I'm happy.
Fine, Friday. Yes, I
Friday.
feel the same. I feel the same. This week has been exhausting, but hello, people, and thank you for taking the time for yourself to learn a little bit about local SEO and discover Google Business Profile with us.
Oh, Roman with us today.
Nice. Hello,
Hi,
Roman.
Roman. Hi.
I hope everyone who saw my Twitter post about this session went and got their coffees from the nearest coffee shop, even though I couldn't because I was buried in work.
Yeah. Welcome to life. Welcome to the sector.
Definitely. This is life. What can you do?
Are you excited, Begüm? Because I'm really excited
Of course
about
I
your
am.
topic today. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm excited.
So
Go
I'm
for it.
waiting for a few people to come.
Mm-hmm. That's perfectly
Meanwhile,
fine.
the people are saying hi. Hi, Tuba.
Yeah, I'm seeing everyone's comments. Thank you so much for coming. Hello. Hi, Arzo. We finally got to meet Arzo in person when I was in London, not London, Brighton, for the Brighton SEO in April. It was lovely. I hope we get to do the same with you soon, Bishra.
Yeah, in order to do that, I need to do some pitching there, I guess. But,
I can always see you in Istanbul. It's fine.
you
Hey,
didn't give me the
Brenda.
visa. Hi, Brenda. I got denied
I
by
mean,
UK.
last experience we had together was, not so lovely,
It was
unfortunately.
hard.
For those who don't know, UK visa process in Turkey during COVID times can be pretty tough, obviously. Yeah. Hi, Nefise. Seeing
I'm
lots
so
of familiar
excited.
names.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
I see them, I'm so happy right now for the names I see in the chat box right now.
right?
So we can start if you want, because you have a really good
Yeah, sure.
presentation coming ahead. Yep.
Thank you. Let's kick it off. So, who am I? I am, I would say technical SEO, but I touch other many parts of SEO as well, just like local. And I am a Google Business Profile Gold product expert. This is a program that Google has that you can go on and contribute to the forums and help people and build your expertise around these subjects. I am also a Google Data Studio regex and structured data enthusiast. Yeah, something like that. I speak Turkish, English, and Japanese, and that connects to the fun fact about me, actually. I traveled Japan by hitchhiking in 2016 when I was an exchange student there. This is one of the pictures that I have, like I'm holding a sign that's saying like, take me to this road. And the Google Maps screenshot there is one of the routes that I traveled. I think it was during May again. Yeah, so maybe like 5 years ago, 6 years ago during this time. And yeah, definitely Google Maps was one of my must-haves. I didn't know that I would be interested in Google Maps and Google My Business and any of the local things Google was offering as a professional, of course. But yeah, I think this really connects with this episode today. So we're going to be covering a lot today, I hope. I'm going to introduce local SEO a little bit and how it differentiates from the general search that we carry on, and leveraging local intent searches, the impact of Google Business Profiles on local searches, the opportunities Google Business Profiles bring, and the vicinity update, the recent update in the local sphere, wrapping it all up, and some tips looking into the future. So when we take a look at the local SEO, it's a little different from the usual search algorithms that we have because it takes relevance, proximity, and prominence into account. What do we mean by relevant? You have to select the correct category for your business and appear in directories around these kind of keywords. This can be including your business's keywords in descriptions and in content, both in your own website and among the web. Creating relevant content to your business's expertise is definitely one of the main points that you can provide. This can also be in your blog, or there's something called Google Posts that you basically feed the engine with the content. And schema markup, definitely local business schema, and getting links from local and industry relevant websites is one of the among the top practices that you can do to stay relevant. Proximity, as the name itself, about how close you are to the location of the search performed, so that the nearest places to those who are searching for your business see you. Prominence can be anything from building local links to creating and sharing relevant content and articles. Getting listed in directories lost a little bit of its effectiveness within the local algorithm, but it's still something that we recommend doing, and building up more mentions along with your reviews of your business online, basically. So local SEO is different in these ways, and businesses who can benefit from the algorithm include brick and mortar businesses who have a location, like a store that users can visit, service area businesses, whether they have a location that the people can visit, or they can select the areas that they serve so that they can visit customers where they are, and multi-location businesses, of course. And this transition from Google My Business to Google Business Profile is very something that kind of leverages multi-location businesses. And unfortunately for those brands who are online only, just like e-commerce businesses without a physical location, they're not entitled to have Google Business Profile accounts, even though they try sometimes and be spammy, which I hate. Anyways, let's go to leveraging local search. So how can we do this? In 2021, I know that the recent Google search trends have been released today, I think, or sometime soon. So Year in Search 2021 says that people slowly eased back into life after the coronavirus, and staying out all day was in. So with this opportunity to be more relevant when people are looking for something local or something nearby, means that we have an opportunity to leverage local search. So the first thing that you have to do when it comes to this is knowing your local prospects, what you can do and how you can serve the community that you're around. Understanding macro moments, definitely when people are looking for places to visit nearby and etc., they are actually satisfying the I want to go moments and trying to come up to the user when they look for such terms. And you should be learning how users search for your business. So this means that finding relevant keywords, and very similar to the normal search, local intent searches have their certain variants, just like near me, where to, and like nearby, close, etc. And once you know these keywords, you want to cover ground and be present, both in terms of GMB and your website. So once you know your keywords, you should go and check for correct categories in Google My Business, Google Business Profile. Sorry, I do this all the time. So you have to be using these in your Google Business Profile categories and description, etc., as well as your website. GMB can be a wonderful opportunity to appear in local, but if you are to publish Google Business Profile posts, then you are going to get an additional feature on your knowledge graph, and that is something that you should be investing in quite a lot. And the more semantic keywords that you're not semantic keywords, but the more you create a semantic hub with the keywords that you use, the more you're going to be visible to the clients around you. Engaging with your customers is something definitely vital. You shouldn't be only responding to positive reviews. You should also keep in mind that the negative reviews are to be answered and actually to be engaged with more care and emphasis than the positive ones. And you definitely want to build your online reputation just in anything else. You want to have like directory mentions, and you want to appear in different places and get backlinks and be visible in the platforms and the partnerships that you make. So when you are collaborating with people and other brands around you, if you form partnerships, don't be afraid to ask for links and say that, like, please refer, like, link to my website here, and etc. As I said, business directories kind of lost their emphasis, but it's still very important, though we don't put that on the top list of prioritization anymore. And you should be combining brand and local power. As I mentioned earlier, the more you post about your business in Google business profiles, then the more and the additional fields that you're going to get on your knowledge graph. So make sure that you are using the power of knowledge graphs by integrating schema and connecting everything on the web that are related to your business. So let's go to the Google Business Profiles impact on local search. When we take a look at the local SEO ranking factors in 2021, this is a research made by Whitespark. They found that 38% is related with Google Business Profiles when people are looking for the map pack and the local finder. And when it comes to the organic ranking factors for the local intent keywords, it's still quite a lot, with the 6% around there, and 34% is your own page relevance. So this means that it doesn't end with Google Business Profile. You have to be like building local pages and investing in those on your website so that you can still be visible in the SERPs. And when it comes to the timeline of it, since 2013, the GMB factors emphasis importance kind of rose to 38% in 2021. An overall wonderful increase. So the opportunities that come with Google Business Profile is both for small businesses and both for marketers. This one is going to be about the businesses mostly. Now, small businesses access and manage their business profiles from maps and SERPs. So if you own a business and if you type in the name, you're going to see something like this to represent your business on Google. You can get verified here, you can create ads, you can engage with your clients here, you can do posts and everything from search or from maps. And the Google My Business had this app, it's going to be deprecated by the end of this year. So Google is really encouraging small businesses to still be relevant through search so that they can be kind of encouraged to be here. And when it comes to the additional tools on search, you can now see the Google Business Profile insights to measure and enhance your profile. And these includes messaging and call history, which are mostly for US and Canada though. And when it comes to the transition from Google My Business to Google Business Profile, we still see this, and we definitely come across this when it comes to rebranding of Google products or algorithm updates. There are still glitches, and Google My Business has never been one of the top tools of Google that identify spam and fight it as effective as it should. So we're still going to keep seeing that, but the most important thing here is that being persistent and not hesitating to add a few things or not, because at the moment not all users have the same level of access to all features, but in the future you're going to have it, and the more you push, the more you're going to get it, kind of thing. So multi-location businesses, when it comes to this setting, they can, I think, access their profiles like this when they enter the specific locations, but they are going to keep managing their profiles on Business Profile Manager, just like Google My Business panel. So when it comes to the opportunities from a marketing point of view, businesses already updating their profiles will get the notification in their Google Business Profile dashboard. So not much is going to change there. But I think single location businesses managing their profiles in search is going to result in more businesses claiming their Google Business Profiles more than ever, because it's going to encourage people to be visible and kind of not get their own data, but when it comes to you really wonder who called me, who visited my website from this place, and when they see it on search, they finally get this thing to bind everything together. Because when it comes to small and medium businesses, especially in Turkey, they are not very tech heavy, and they're not very interested in different elements that are contributing to their businesses. They just want to see the results. I think this goes for all over the world, but still. So rather than just getting this app and trying to do a few changes there, seeing it on SERPs and trying to manage it there is going to contribute to this fact a lot. And business as usual for agencies, nothing is going to change that much for us, because we're going to keep managing the profiles via Google Business Profile Manager in bulk or via the API. And when it comes to this tracking and measuring from Google Business Profile, the US and Canadian merchants are seeing this much more, and they can track calls and etc. And there is one trick that they should be aware of, that it tracks calls from mobile devices only. So it's still very worth investing in collecting the data and measuring and analyzing it somewhere else. So they should be checking other call tracking solutions as well, not to miss anything from there. And also, as you know, I don't know if it's visible, even I see it very difficult. Here is something called products. So I would like to give a tip here. If you include your products in Google Business Profiles, then you get to show and push your products to SERPs more easily. And here's one tip that you can leverage: in-store filter. If you collect the data from your stores in real time, then your products are going to be visible to those who are closer to your stores, and they can see whether that product is in store or not. And this is something that is very encouraging to visit a store, I would say. So I mentioned that there was an update towards the end of 2021. Google confirmed a recent, not so recent anymore, a local search update that took place at the beginning of December 2021. And the SERPs on desktop devices changed something like this at the beginning towards the middle. So we have a huge map pack right now, and we can see not 3, but 4 businesses, and sometimes up to 2 ads, 2 to 3 ads. So that's something very important to keep in mind, the percentage that's local featured things on SERP is getting higher, and this is something for all brands to take advantage of in the future. And when it comes to the mobile devices, you can see here, and I really find this useful. So there are certain tabs that you can click on, you can select the, what is it called, diameter, how close you are, how much you want to go by, and you can sort these map views, and you can see the businesses that are open or not, etc. But this again is limited, and unless the businesses update their Google Business Profiles to include their correct opening hours, you're still going to fail and go to a closed shop on a Sunday, maybe. So I would really encourage businesses to update their profiles so that they would keep their audience from frustration. And this, how can I say, this visual, if it interests you, is from Mobile Moxie's Serperator, which is very useful. And you can get up to 3, I think, free searches per day. So if you're you can select locations and everything, you insert the keyword and you get the results real time. So it's a very useful tool for local SEOs. I would definitely recommend using it. And when it comes to leveraging what we know, I talked without reading. So I hope that I was able to provide some useful information until now. So we know that we're supposed to make the most of everything that we have in our use. So when it comes to the store location, it's something you just have the proximity factor in local search. So you should find ways to leverage your location and include as many information as you can. And when it comes to using the Google Business Profile panel, you should still keep reporting and fighting spam relentlessly, because it's something that's going to be beneficial for your business. And if you don't do it, nobody is going to do it, and it's not going to get better in time unless you keep reporting. So keep reporting and keep the GBP bugs in mind, and relentlessly, I know it's hard, but push back. Try to invest in your business via Google Business Profile posts. Make sure that your images are there. If you can control the images that are coming from your users, try doing that, and make sure that you're reaching out to users and explaining in very plain and kind language that they shouldn't spam your business, and include Q&As. This can be like everyday questions that your employees at the stores are getting from the clients, or overall questions that are submitted to your support maybe. And when it comes to reviews and engagement, you should know that like GBP is only a touch point for your users to engage with you. So make sure that you're providing a good experience for them there as well, because if you only provide it on your website, it's not going to help local search that much. So make sure that you're like reflecting your brand everywhere that you're connected to the user. And definitely build and analyze your content. I mentioned that there are a few like trips that you can fall over. So really try to get the correct data for your business, and yeah, be out there. And my biggest tip for today would be mapping local SEO efforts on a sales funnel, then drawing your roadmap. Sometimes local SEO is something that is out of the sales funnel, but it really helps with the Google posts to include the awareness stage. And when it comes to the decision stage, I know it's like about proximity and etc., and not all decision-making processes go through this local intent. There are so many websites that can cover that, but GBP is really one of the touch points when it comes to the purchase decision. So if you are not present there, it's really taking the time of your overall experience. So make sure that you include it in the roadmap. And I will wrap it up very fast. Pin me to brought together 28 industry experts to share their 2022 expectations. And there were top 3 things when it comes to emphasizing what's important for local: understanding and experimenting with Google for Google. Go ahead and play with your GBP profile, unless it's spammy, definitely, but try to understand how the algorithm is trying to leverage you. And lean into GBP. Make sure that you're feeding it with data. Make sure that you're providing that user experience on there as well. And when it comes to reputation and brand management, make sure that includes your negative reviews as well. Few additional thoughts: make things more easy and accessible for your audience. This goes for all places that you're available in search. Be on the lookout for industry news and adapt quickly. GBP is changing very rapidly, and they are introducing lots of different categories, etc., for different industries. So you should be on top of things. Track your metrics independently and work on your knowledge graph. Integrate that schema into it. I know that technical SEO and GBP looks very distinct and not relevant at all, but there are certain angles that we can bring everything together to create more value for our brands. And these are going to be the evergreen tips to save you from scaring and shying away from it. The basics for putting your business out there stay the same, and the local search results are primarily based on relevance, distance, and prominence. So what you can do the most is enter complete data into your profile, verify your locations, keep opening hours accurate so that your users wouldn't be frustrated. Managing and responding to reviews is very important. Again, I emphasize, respond to negative reviews, please. Add photos and keep them in line, and keep engaged with your audience. And here is a little link down there, Google Business Profile Twitter page. Make sure that you're keeping an eye on there to spot all the changes that you have in the algorithm and etc. So yeah, that was all. You can subscribe to Boostroa's SEO weekly SEO. Studio/subscribe. So make sure you subscribe, because this team is doing wonders. And thank you so much for having me, Bushra, and thank you everyone for joining. You're out of this world.
Thank you so much. It was a really I don't know how to say it, but it was a really good presentation with full of information.
It was a very fast presentation.
Yeah. Time efficient.
Yeah.
But sharing a lot of information. Yeah.
Hopefully. Thank you so much.
I think the same for the negative reviews, to respond to negative reviews, I guess, because it's strange, but for some B2B brands, especially in Turkey, people just decide not to buy a product when they read the negative reviews there from the GBP profile. But I know a brand who want to delete their profile completely in order not to give any answers to the negative reviews. It was so funny one day.
Interesting. The best decision that they can make is to fade away. Amazing.
Yeah. So Brenda has really good mentions here, and she has also a question. Yes. She is asking, do you have success convincing the smaller business to invest in your services?
Yes, I have. You're not going to be happy with this answer, Brenda, because I started pro bono with them, and then I convinced them that it would be beneficial for their business via showing them the data, because I was working with another client, and I offered them to basically include their tracking how can I say, tracking metrics in the tool that I was using for them, and they agreed. So I used that, I showed them the data, and they were like, okay, we have, I think it was 16 to 17% increase within that year. So they were convinced by the end of the year to turn it into a paid service. Unfortunately, it's not the best, but yeah, businesses in Turkey are very hard to negotiate with.
Pro bono is the best answer for them. They love
always.
Yeah, they love free work.
Yeah, definitely. And I really agree that the small businesses are the ones who need it the most. So in the beginning, if they don't really want to invest in SEO, I encourage them to I basically provide kind of an education and training hour with them, so that they can go ahead and use what's important for them. And I'm very happy that you were happy with my answer.
I guess for some brands, technical SEO is something scary, and for some brands, local SEO is just like that, because they don't have the power, they don't have the enough sufficient work hour for that.
Yeah. I think what is very challenging when it comes to bringing technical SEO and local SEO is the size of businesses, because technical SEO is not, even though I'm a technical SEO, is not something that I really recommend small brands doing, because if you have up to 500 pages, you don't really need that much of an emphasis on technical SEO. But if you have a storefront, then you can definitely invest in GBP, and that's going to bring you more leads than doing technical SEO. But when it comes to conglomerates and very big brands, they definitely need technical SEO. And even though they have locations, local SEO is not one of the main considerations for them, especially if they're not a services businesses. Service businesses, very huge service businesses, are invested in both technical SEO and local SEO. But unless if they are an e-commerce, but also with physical locations, they don't really care about GBP, because they basically do sales online. So I think the biggest difference there is that the size of the businesses really affect what they should be focusing on, etc.
Thank you, Begüm. It was really insightful for me because I feel like a newbie when it comes to local SEO and GBP, but I had a lot of notes to look over the weekend about GBP.
Happy
Yeah,
for
I'm
me.
so happy. Yeah, thank you for
Yeah,
real.
I'm so
Thank
glad.
you a
Thank you
lot.
so much. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was very fun.
It became a flood of thank yous, but it was really, really
Yeah, definitely,
insightful.
definitely.
Yep.
It's supposed to be. Being kind doesn't hurt anyone, so. Yeah, definitely.
Or
Yeah.
Korean heart.
Yeah, Korean heart works too. Like I have a Far Eastern influence anyway. Yeah.
I loved
Thank
your
you so
fun
much
fact
for.
too.
Sorry?
I loved your fun fact too. I really want to
Thank
visit Japan one day. I hope someday I
you
will
definitely
visit there.
should. I can provide like a presentation just like this, very insightful and very fast paced when you need one.
Thank you being with us today, Begüm. Thank you so much, and
Of
thank
course,
you
my
for
pleasure.
everyone. Thank you for everyone listening to this presentation live, and have a really nice weekend. It's Friday time in some countries.
Thank you everyone for joining. Now go and enjoy your weekend and with lots of knowledge from GBP. Make sure that you're doing your searches on GBP and finding new places at the weekend. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.